Greetings YouTube, LMS Tactical here. I hope everybody's doing good. Sorry about the noise. I'll speak up and hopefully you can hear me. I wanted to address this coronavirus because I'm sure a lot of you are wondering why I haven't mentioned it. I don't have any earth-shattering news or things to say, but I just want to give you my feelings on it. Look, at this point, I don't think it's even close to it doesn't deserve not even a fraction of the panic that is ensuing. And of course, all that, I blame that on the media. And I think there's many potential possible agendas for that. Some of them are obvious ones, you know. I mean, you can see the stock market is taking a plunge, and that's always a good thing for Democrats because they want to see Trump fail and they figure they can blame everything on him, including the coronavirus. I look at it as an opportunity. I say if you got any money at all, now's the time to buy stocks. I would buy stocks in maybe Boeing and a couple of the others. I'm still looking to see if I want to put some money into it. Buy low, sell high, as they say. So take advantage of it. The stocks will climb right back up to where they started and maybe even beyond because the economy was doing so great and was climbing and improving. We were setting records. So enough about that. But in terms of panicking, you know, my kids, they're scattered all over the country. They're all grown, and sometimes they call and they ask me, Dad, what's going on? You know, should we freak out? Here's my message. And I don't mean to say I told you so, but back during the Obama administration, when I was hot and heavy and got into politics on this channel, we were thinking there might potentially be some national violence, civil violence, or unrest, as they say, rioting, race wars, whatever. That's back when I bought the 12 acres and the cabin up in the mountains. But we also started stockpiling things, and because of that, my wife and I were figuring out that we could probably stay in our house here for 3, 4, maybe even 5 months and do okay with the amount of stuff we have. We have barrels full of rice and all kinds of non-perishables and water filtration. Not everybody did that, but what I hope you'll take away from this experience is the time to prepare is before the disaster. You see everybody rushing out to buy toilet paper and all this other shit. Look, if you live in California, and this applies to anywhere you're at in the world, if you live in California and you know you're an earthquake country, you should have a preparation supply and a plan for a major earthquake. If you live in Kansas, you ought to be prepared for a tornado that devastates your community. If you live in Florida, you ought to be prepared for hurricanes. You see where I'm going. If you live in South Africa, you should always be as prepared as possible because you're always just 1 second away from complete civil breakdown. And that goes for anywhere you're at. You got to know your situation, be prepared. But if you're not prepared, it doesn't mean you got to start, thinking you're going to die. The good news is we're all going to die eventually. Maybe I won't finish this trip. I mean, somebody on this highway with me is not going to make it home. That's just the reality of life. Like Jim Morrison said, nobody gets out alive. We're all going to die someday. And every moment you spend worrying about what's, going to kill you is a moment you're stealing away from living the moment. So you don't want to let the fear and the panic take over your life. I don't watch the news anymore because it's all about this coronavirus. I may check out and see what the stats are. I know that there's 9 people in my area that have it now. That's something to pay attention to, and I'm not saying that it's not going to get serious, but listen, it's either going to be one of a few things. It'll be like the ancient plagues that'll wipe out 2/3 of the population, or it won't. You'll either get it and die, or you'll get it and recover, which the odds are more likely the latter. But the point is, it's not worth investing energy and taking away the quality of your life by stressing about it. Not at this point. I mean, it doesn't, by anybody's standards, the amount of deaths versus, and I'm talking worldwide, daily deaths versus car accidents, suicides. I mean, in America, a veteran takes his life or her life every 22 minutes. Or was it 22 seconds? Either way, I think right now I have a better chance, and you have a better chance of getting killed by a meteorite than getting killed by this virus. Now, we could get into some other things that are possible, because I've learned throughout the years that anything's possible. There may be a lot more to it, and I hate to be a conspiracy theorist guy, but look, a lot of those are based on reality, and the fact is, we can't ignore the fact that an election's coming up in our country here, and maybe there are nefarious groups of people that want to depopulate the earth to get control of the world, and maybe this is part of it. Maybe they're taking advantage of this virus, and they're going to come up with some weird vaccine, and maybe that vaccine will be the thing that depopulates a certain percentage of the world. Who knows? I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to take each day at a time, and I have plans in place. If things get too weird where I'm at, I have alternative routes. If they shut down the main routes, I have alternative routes. But I'm not going to panic, because those were all worked out years ago. Communications with family members that are spread all over the country. You got to have that stuff down now. I always say that the time to buy a fire extinguisher is not when you see smoke. You should already have that thing set up and have a plan. So, not to worry. If you're going to start trying to get your shit together now, and you got a limited budget or no budget, just remember, you can go a long time without food, but you can't go very long without water. Keep your hands clean and all that other shit, like you should be doing anyways, with all these weird things floating around. And just live your life. Pay attention to what's going on. Give more attention to the things that are tangible, and not so much attention to the theories, because the theories are endless. Some people say it's biblical. Some people say it was prophesized by the South African guy. I can never remember his name. And maybe that's true. But listen, and I'll end it with this. If there was a news broadcast that said an asteroid was going to destroy the world in 2 days, and we sat around stressing and crying for 2 days, we fucking wasted the last 2 days of our lives. It's not going to change it. The asteroid's still going to either hit the world or it ain't. So let's live our days and smile and be happy. And that goes for other scenarios, like what's happening in South Africa. I'm constantly telling you folks, don't forget to laugh every day. Don't forget to smile in spite of the horror and in spite of the evil. Don't succumb to the panicking. The media, they do this shit for a lot of reasons. I mean, look, a scary end of the world story is a lot more popular than somebody doing a good deed. That nobody wants to see somebody doing something great. They want to see all the horror and the fucking panic. So don't buy into it. Anyways, you guys stay safe, and who knows? Maybe someday I'll be dead of the coronavirus, and you'll be like, man, was he fucking wrong? But I'm not wrong, because I'm prepared to meet my maker any way, shape, or form, any day. Not in a big hurry to do it. But I am not going to stress about it, because I know that there's a date on the calendar and a time on the clock where I'm going to take my last breath, just like all of us. So just be everything in proportion. All right, you guys, stay safe. Hope that made sense. LMS Tactical, I am out.